Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be like kind of like a talking video, so it's like, I guess it's kind of like goes under like story time with Amanda, but it's also a one that talks about planning. So since I actually was able to do some planning, first off, I'm gonna say sorry about the non-video upload last Friday. I just needed a couple of days off because there was a lot of crazy stuff that was happening. So I just needed to take some mental health days and just, like, I normally would have filmed like Wednesday and Thursday, but obviously there was a lot of stuff going on last week at Wednesday and Thursday, so I was kind of like glued to the TV and watching stuff and seeing what was happening. So just because I like to be aware of things that are happening in the world, particularly if it's in our own country, I just like to be cognizant of what's happening and what's going on. And so, you know, things are sad, things are different. Had some like minor anxiety about different stuff because, you know, just things are unknown. There's a lot of unknowns right now. So I just had to take a couple days to just, you know, and like de-stress, unwind, kind of, you know, like stay away from some of the stuff for a little bit, just because, you know, too much can be too much. Like there's a fine line between like watching and learning and making sure that you're like caught up versus like obsessing and becoming really glued into things. So like I said, just wanted to take a couple days off and didn't want to have to stress about throwing a video together, editing, putting it up. So I figured you guys would be okay if I took one day off. So thank you. And if you guys ever need mental health days, definitely just take them. They're very important. Like, you days are important because you have to listen. I did a body scan, and, you know, I just needed to slow down and not stress out. So I had, like, gave myself permission to not do anything, and I think that it definitely helped out a lot. So that is one of my New Year's resolutions, is to give myself permission to not fail, but like to like, you know, forgive myself and give myself, like I said, permission to not follow through 100% on some things, especially if it will cause me more harm than it will do good, if that makes sense. So it would have like really taken a physical toll on me to get that video out, so I forgave myself and gave myself permission to not post on Friday. I hope that makes sense. It does to me. And I guess that's all that really counts, but hopefully you guys will get to. And the videos that will be coming out this week should be more exciting and more fun because I took that break, and it won't be like work. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Also, another New Year's resolution that I have this year is that this will be kind of sad for the channel, and like I'm kind of sad about it, but like part of my resolution for 2021 is to bring in like less things and to be less like thing-minded. I know that might sound weird, but I'll explain. So basically this year, my goal is to only get one Disney box a month. So I will be pausing the other ones because I was getting like 3 a month, and it's not that I don't love all the companies. I do love all the companies. It's just I was running out of space to put things, and I just, you know, I don't want to become dependent on like the mail making me happy. because that's how it was for like a really long time for a while. So this month, January, I have the Bibbidi box coming, and then I don't know if I'll go with Magic at Your Door or Be Our Guest Express for next month. For February, I'll have to look into which one renews which date and stuff like that. But so that is definitely on the horizon for this year. So there won't be as many subscription box Saturdays. I will still be eating the Nick box and the Office box, and those are quarterly. And I think my birthday month, I might get all 3 of the boxes, just because it'll be, like I said, my birthday month, and so it'll be like a little bit different. So it'll be like a birthday present to myself. So just kind of wanted to give you guys that little channel update, just because, like I said, it's not because I don't love the companies. I do love the companies, and I absolutely love the items that they pick for me. In fact, so much that I want to keep all of them, which is the point. But, like, I just, you know, I'm going through, like, kind of like I'm reworking my collection room and, like, my room, and, like, working on displaying some of the beautiful Jim Shores I've gotten, and some of the different items that I've gotten from a lot of these different boxes. So I just realized that I can't keep consistently getting 3 boxes a month and not, like, having things leave my collections, or having things, like, having to compromise with other things that I have in my life, if that makes sense. So that's my other goal, like I said, is to have less things come in. So I'll still be getting pens because they're small and I have a place to put them on corkboards that, you know, there's rooms on corkboards. So that is the plan for this year. But then last resolution is that I am going to try and drink a glass of water when I wake up, and drink a glass of water before I go to bed. Because I think sometimes because I think you're supposed to drink one in the morning, and it's supposed to, like, help trick your body into something with food or something like that. I don't know. I just know that it never hurts to drink water, and a lot of times I forget to. So that is definitely my goal for this year, to try and drink more water and drink when I wake up and before I go to bed. And then hopefully one during the day. I have a cousin that's doing, like, this, like, drink a gallon a day, and I just, like, I don't think I could go for that. But definitely can do 3 glasses of water a day, or 3 water bottles, like, worth of water. So that is the goal. Let me know below what some of your guys' New Year's resolutions are, because I am curious. I know it's, like, it's been, like, a little bit of January already, but, you know, I think it's better to start them, like, I mean, I've started some of mine already, but, like, I think it doesn't hurt to have accountability. But if you did not, if, like, you've already broken your resolutions, give yourself permission that it's okay. Sometimes things are just aren't meant to be. All right. Oh my gosh, my hair's growing back already. All right. So today I have talked about this a lot in past videos, and I'm not going to give you guys, like, specific details just because of privacy issues and stuff, but I'm going to be talking about the event that I held last month, and just kind of talking about planning during a pandemic. So basically, the event that I run is very similar to Toys for Tots. It's not exactly that. We don't work with them. It's something a little bit different, but it's basically people sign up for our services, and we provide toys and food gift cards with other organizations to kids and families in need in our community. So, but we do also put boxes out. We have banks out. We have, like, monetary donations. We have different things like that. But obviously, and I've been involved with this organization for like since I was actually in elementary school. So, but the last couple of years I've been in charge of our the day that we have all the families come to receive their items and pick out their items. And I've also been a shopper, as I've mentioned in other things, because like I said, I babysit, or I see kids a lot, I watch YouTube videos a lot, and I just try and stay knowledgeable of what's on TV and what's popular with kids, just because, you know, I'm also a kid at heart. But I do have nieces and nephews that I buy things for. They're not like actual nieces and nephews, because I've mentioned them with my child. They're just my friends' kids that I buy things for. So, but they're like my surrogate nieces and nephews. But, so like I always try and kind of stay up with like what's trending and different things. It also helps with like marketing and event planning for kids anyways, because I do plan events for kids and kid camps also when things are back to normal. But, yeah. So basically I am in charge of our big day, and it was really stressful this year, just because there were so many different parameters, and you know, things got kind of really bad in the middle of December when our event was taking place. But luckily we were deemed as an essential service, so we were able to still run the event, even though we in California went down to the purple tier like right before our event. Oh guys, I was so stressed. But basically, you know, events and stuff can happen. You just have to change things. And in the end, we serviced almost 500 families and gave over 1,000 children Christmas gifts, which is the big part that was like important, because, you know, 2020 was kind of a sucky year for everybody, especially kids with like online learning and all that stuff. So like the least we could do was make sure that Christmas was good. And especially since like a lot of families lost their jobs, you know, it was kind of a crazy year last year. So I was definitely happy that we were able to provide the service of giving people Christmas and a little bit of extra help during the holiday times. But basically, like, it took us months and months to plan, and we had to change things up from what we normally do, which was totally actually okay. But basically, we had to get permission from the state and from the county, and then from the city and the county that we live in, or that I live in. We had to get permission from both of those entities, and we actually had to get re-permission with our COVID plan and all that stuff after we changed tiers. So even the week of, we had to resubmit plans and kind of, you know, be extra cautious and careful. But we were always, our organization was always kind of going above and beyond what the protocols were, just because I didn't want to, you know, as any nonprofit, you don't want bad headlines, certainly. So a very bad headline would have been that we were a super spreader event. So as it was, we actually ended up getting really good headlines from the local media that came out, and actually like my whole family was there volunteering, and none of us got COVID, and none of the other people on the board got COVID. So thankfully we were not a super spreader event. So that was the big goal of mine, and that's kind of why I didn't want to talk about it for a little while, because I just wasn't sure. But it has been well over 14 days since our event. It's been like almost a complete month since our event. So, but like I said, I just wanted to, you know, be cognizant and make sure, just because, you know, I would have hated to get people sick. That would have been absolutely the worst thing, especially if we would have spread it through like 500 local families. That would have been horrible. It's not COVID. I have allergies. But yeah, so basically, like, what we had was, like I said, we had to change things up. We have different age groups and different genders that we section the toys off for. So like we have infants, which is 0 to 2, and then we have 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12, which we do both boys and girls for. And so basically, like, we split the toys based off, like, not necessarily gender stereotypes, like some of it we do, but most of it we do also have like a mix of like more traditional boy toys with the girls and traditional girl toys with the boys, just because, you know, there are kids that want to play with other stuff, and the parents actually get to pick the gifts out. So if their kid leans towards, you know, they have a boy and he likes dolls, they can pick that. But the big importance that we that we are super cognizant of is the age range on the toys as far as like choking hazards and all that stuff goes. So we do definitely pay attention to, like, if it says 2+, or if it says like 6+, like it's in 6 to 8 or higher. We don't put that in the 3 to 5 just because we want to make sure everyone's safe. But basically what we did this year was we had to section, like normally we're super condensed and squished together. This year we had to give each little age zone like its own space, and people that were working the table as volunteers had to either work by themselves or bring someone that was already part of their own COVID bubble, so that we weren't commingling people that were not part of the same bubble already. That makes sense. And then everybody that was inside the building had to wear a face mask, and then we also had face shields for people that wanted to double up. But everyone inside the building also had to wear gloves, which I know we'll get into that in a second. So basically our process was we had an online registration, then they had to verify their information outside. We texted them so we wouldn't have lines out front. We told them they could come in. We had a temperature check. They then had to put gloves and a mask on if they didn't have one already. We provided those items, but most people came with face masks. The gloves we did have to provide for people, which is fine. We had bought enough. But then they verified the information. We then had a trail along the inside of the building for them to follow. Everything was color coordinated. It kind of looked like Candyland. So basically they were given tickets for their age group. So like infants was yellow, so if they had a yellow ticket, they'd go to the yellow table first. And just like what we see at supermarkets and stuff, the rest of the way we had, you know, lines on the ground, and they just had to follow the circle. So basically, once they got in, they followed their circle, they got their tickets, they got their toys. They had to carry their own bags and stuff. And then once they exited the building, this is the key part for those of you that were thinking that they say weird things about gloves. We actually had people outside the doors that were watching them take off their gloves and throw them away. So the inside area and like the toys and everything were not contaminated. And they could not take all the germs that they had gotten potentially inside home with them. So they had to, like I said, we watched them throw them away, and then they were able to leave with their bag of goodies. Yeah, no, it ended up working really nicely. I was super happy. People followed our rules. Like I said, it was kind of like the only option. Like, we had the things posted that if they didn't, that we were going to have to ask them to leave, in which case they might not be able to get toys for their kids for Christmas. So people were extremely nice, and it actually was a really, really, really good day because we were able to, you know, give Christmas to, like I said, over 1,000 children locally. So it was definitely really fun, and it helped me get into get ready for Christmas. Like, I was already ready for Christmas because, like, obviously I've talked about how much I love Christmas, but it was able to like have some sense of normalcy during Christmas. That because like all the other things kind of were being canceled that we would normally do. Like, there weren't really Christmas parties, or, you know, people weren't able to get together, and, you know, different parades and mass public gatherings. Like, Normally I go to the Rose Parade every year, but the Rose Parade was canceled. I know that's a New Year's thing, but you know, just different stuff like that. Like, we stayed home for Christmas, obviously we decorated. I'm going to insert those pictures at the end of the video because we were getting ready to take our Christmas down. So yeah, but I've said I was going to put the pictures in, and I haven't, but they're going in this video, so stay till the end and you guys can see how we decorated for Christmas. But yeah, no, like I said, the event was really great. We had people with walkie-talkies that were telling people when people were in and out of the building. Everything was super spread out. And during the week when we were sorting the toys and everything, everyone was using gloves, so, you know, things hadn't been touched by human hands for like a whole week. So it just definitely, things are doable. You just have to do things differently and maybe do things a little bit extreme. Like, people in our group thought that I was being extremely over the top, but like I said, I didn't want anyone to get sick, especially myself. I had friends that were there volunteering, my family was there, our family's being very careful, so, you know, I had to think of like, not only myself, but of hundreds of other people that were going to be coming through. And sometimes you just have to put your foot down and say, you know what, no, this is what's best for the public and the general public, and this is what's best for our organization. And like I said, the bright side is that almost like 500 families, over 1,000 children were able to have a better Christmas because of stuff like that. So it's what it is, but definitely like, I think things are supposed to kind of calm down in the next couple months, as far as like, it's been really bad lately. So hopefully as things like the vaccine gets more widespread and as it starts to warm up, hopefully we'll be able to do events and stuff in the future again. And hopefully next year the event that I'm a part of will be more normal-ish, just because hopefully by December of next year things are kind of better. If not, we can always do it this way again. But you know, I think the big thing is, like, if you're part of like nonprofits and organizations, like, things are definitely doable. You just have to put in the time to rework things. Like, we were one of the very few people that were doing any type of thing like what we were doing, not only in our area but in several surrounding areas. And so it definitely was, you know, it was work and it was hard, but it was definitely worth it, and I would definitely do it all over again. And like I said, hopefully it's the only time that it has to do it, but yeah, just, you know, use your imagination, and as long as you get proper permission and go through the proper channels and get things cleared, you can try and do things too. Alright, that's my little wrap up from my, you know, Christmas event that I was telling you guys about. That, you know, we set up for like a week. That's why I was so exhausted in the vlogmas stuff. But yeah, no, and like I said, it ended up being really good, and it was kind of nice to, like I said, have some normalcy. But it was also kind of nice now that, like, we're past the 14 days, to know that that there's ways to plan things, to be smart about things, that you can still get things done and do things and help people, but not be dangerous about it. Alright guys, I'm actually going to say Merry Christmas with this video too, and then we talked about New Year's resolutions at the beginning, because this is the end of Christmas season for us. Actually, there'll be like at least one or maybe two more Christmas videos coming up, because we still have to do our advent calendar review and giveaway. That'll probably be coming up in February, just because I'm trying to read all the rules and regulations and guidelines and stuff on doing giveaways, so I like having all my ducks in a row and knowing what I'm getting into. So that will still be coming up in the future for those of you that remember that I haven't forgotten. It's coming up in the future. But yeah, alright, that's going to do it all for today. I'm going to pop in our Christmas photos at the end of this. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell if you guys want to make sure that you are notified when I eventually do post that giveaway video. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it'll be going up in February just because I'm kind of busy at the end, like right around now. A lot of things are moving and doing things. It might be the end of January though. So like I said, subscribe, turn the bell notification on so you guys will know when the giveaway video is posted. You will have to be a subscriber to potentially win said giveaway. Anyway, so you'll be doing yourself a favor now. Make sure you like the video, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.